Perhaps my first question is, you got the screenplay. It was already written, and it somehow, ended up in your hands. How did that happen? And why did you decide to take on this script? What was something that was, for you very special about it that you wanted to direct this film?
The script was written by Tomislav Zajec, a Croatian writer, and he wrote it more than 10 years ago, and he and my producer Ankica Jurić-Tilić, they were looking for director, but they couldn't find the right director for a few years. And at that time I was doing my first feature. It was made for children, based on one Croatian book for children, and I wasn't in picture at all. So one day, in the meantime, I started to write the new script, also for children. And I came to my producer's office, and she said, "Oh, I got this script, maybe it's something for you. You just read it and you will decide." And in that point, I knew the story. I knew that the story is about forbidden love between two young men. And first, I thought, okay, I will read this, but there's probably, I don't know, is there anything for me? And also, how can I contribute to this story? Because, I'm not LGBT. I'm not part of LGBTQ community, and the male characters are boys. I'm a female, so I had question marks among my head. But I came home, I read the script, and I sat on my couch and I just cried. And I fell in love, and I felt, okay, I really have to do this film. Because I felt it so strongly, because, it is film about people. And we can connect with all emotions, with forbidden love, with all fears and all excitements and everything that they are going through. So I really felt that I know all of these characters somehow through my life, and I just felt that this is actually my story, and I need to do this film.
Perhaps another question, you said that what would I contribute to this script? So I'm wondering, what did you contribute in the process of you taking it on, and then also probably being a co-writer in a sense? We started. I mean, this screenplay was beautifully written. As I said, I fell in love. But once, when I find my actors and we begin with rehearsals, I realized that I have to switch perspective and change it to Marco's perspective, because initially it was more focused on Slaven's story. Slaven is coming back from Berlin, he's dealing with his mother, with his dead father, etc. But by the end of the day, he knows his identity, and he will go back to Berlin and continue his life. But Marco is one who has to stay. So I realized, because I wanted to communicate with young audience, and switching perspective to Marco seemed right for me in that kind of way. So it came spontaneously somehow. Perhaps, Aleš, a bit about the production, how it went, and the Slovene part of the production as well, because the DOP is Slovene, the sound designer as well.
Yes, first thank you for coming. It's a beautiful opening, which reminds me on the Berlinale premiere, which we had last year in Generation. It was also full house. Yes, I'm here representing the producer, Ankica Jurić-Tilić, and I'm a co-producer. I must say, proud co-producer. I'm really glad to be to have the opportunity to be member of this beautiful film, and that Slovenian Film Center recognize it as something worth of support. And as you mentioned, it's important contribution from Slovenian side, especially Marko Brder as director of photography, and Juli Zornik, who did amazing sound post-production. So yeah, and I'm also happy that we are opening tonight a film here, and it will continue. So if you want to recommend, it will continue here in Kinodvor in forthcoming days. But I'm also very happy and proud that Cineplex recognized it as a film which can, even though it's not, let's say, a regular mainstream film, it will be in Ljubljana in Cineplex. So if you have someone, please recommend that this film touches as many as possible audience, which we have here.
Another question before I let the audience to have some questions as well. I'm wondering about the building of these two characters. What was the most important for you in, constructing them, how they will be, but also, in regards of, what are some traps that you wanted to avoid, when talking about the LGBTQ+ community on film, on, their representation? What was something that you felt was, you really needed to put extra attention at, and, just this sensitivity around the topic as well?
First of all, working with actors is my biggest passion. It's very important for me, and I worked with boys for 7 months before the shooting. So they're very young. They were on the first year when I casted them, and the topic is very I felt huge responsibility from the very beginning, because we don't have this tradition of queer cinema in Croatia. This is we had, at the beginning of 2000, we had this film about two women fell in love, and of course they end up dead. So,
it's a horrible trope.
Yeah. But for me, the most important thing was to, to show people who don't understand the queer love, that love is love and we are all people. So that was the most important part for me, that someone who doesn't understand once when sees film can leave the cinema with another view. And in a way we succeeded, because I got a lot of feedbacks from people who saw the film, who were doubting before they saw it. So for me, the most important part was to show that, we are all humans. We are same. We have same needs. We have same passions. We all to. We want to be free. We want to be loved. We want to love. So that's really same for everybody.
Questions at this point? You can just raise your hand and you'll get a microphone. Yeah.
Hello. Thank you so much for this very brave, I think, also for Croatian context, somehow film, but also very beautiful and thought-provoking. And thank you also for explaining your approach. So I have basically two questions, and both of them kind of about your approach to work with actors. So I wonder about, first one, how did you, was it already in the screenplay, the figure of feature, because it's kind of one of the main characters, because it also drives the story forward. So how did you approach working with the actor?
You mean with feature?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. How you found, how you approached in general. And then another question also related to characters, but to female characters. So I wonder, did you leave female characters as they were in the screenplay, or did you work more on them? And also as a female director, how did you maybe did you feel related also to them? And maybe because they're quite kind of side characters here, right? We don't know their motivations. We don't know what drives them basically. So I just wonder about this maybe aspect, how you worked with that.
Okay, thank you for your questions. Yes, the working with feature with Leon Grgic, who has Down syndrome. I worked with kids a lot before this film, so basically it's the once he got a role, his mother told me, he won't be able to remember lines, but he remembered everything, because he was motivated. In school, he doesn't remember anything. But on set, he was so professional, he knew everything. Of course, the most important thing was to give him space to express himself, because he improvised. Let's say in the screenplay, it wasn't written that Fico is in love with Petra. He fell in love with her during rehearsals. So I just gave him space. So I wrote some scenes where Fico is talking about Petra. Yeah, and the biggest task for all of us was to follow him, to be present in the moment. And it was very challenging also for Marko Brdar, director, because he was constantly with camera in front of them, but also with his acting partners. Because, you know, he was constantly adding some things. And we really enjoyed working with him, and he was great. We really felt that richer after this whole project. But it's same like with every kid. If you children's concentration has limits. So once you go across their limits, they cannot work that day anymore. So I really had to be very cautious when to say, okay, stop, this is great, let's move on. And about female, and also we were in the rehearsals for a few months, so he felt very cozy in everything. But also I was very lucky because his brother Marko, Lav Novosel, Leon felt love instantly when they met. And that is something that there is no way that I could reach out from him during rehearsals. No way. So I was just lucky girl. And it was funny. The funny story is Lav was the only one allowed to touch him. So no one else couldn't touch, he didn't allow it. And it was his last shooting day, and I came and said, okay, great, you were great. Can I hug you? And he said, no, thank you. So, yeah. And about female characters, yes, I changed. Petra's character was a bit different in the original script. I gave her more space. I mean, I didn't explain her so much. The most important thing for me is that she was hurting, she's hurt, and everything. I mean, both she and Marko's mother, they feel fear and they're both hurt, so they act from their wounds. They're not bad characters, they just act the best they can. So that was my intention, you know, and I didn't want to, maybe something that we would expect is that father is the one who doesn't understand and mother is the one who supports. But we decided to do it this way because just a second, I'm lack of words in English. This patriarchy is also so inside the female narratives. We are so influenced, especially in smaller communities. Thank you.
Another question? Yes, there in the back first, and then here.
Hello, congratulations to both of you on the film. I have maybe one observation and one question. So my observation is sort of related to what you said about the father being more accepting. And I think this is really where the film shone the brightest for me, because that scene where he sort of picks Marko up and tells him, oh, don't fight in bars. When you have a completely different expectation, you think he's going to be angry at him and so on. And I think in, well, the environment that this film happens in, I'm very familiar with because I live in a sort of place like this. And there's a lot of talk about parents accepting their children in the cities, for example, by, I don't know, going to Pride with them or hanging up the rainbow flag or stuff like that, I don't know. But to me, in this context of the countryside, like those 4 words that he said to him, like, "You're still my son," like those, it's 2 words, but it's like there was 1,000 from that. So I really enjoyed this this part of the film. I want to congratulate you on it. And also my question is, you said you're not part of the LGBT community yourself, which great, but I wanted to ask you if you maybe found inspiration in other queer films, or if you did any like research, or if you wanted to just go in blind and you know, just show your imagination without any prior referencing. Thank you, and congratulations again.
Thank you, thank you. I have a funny story about this scene with father. Initially, it was written with a long dialogue where he explains blah, 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 everything that he knew, but it was too much. And the one thing I did with script was cleaning it, cut it, yeah, because I felt it is the right way. And it was funny when we were filming. This is Filip Šovagović, Croatian famous actor. And we shoot this scene, and he said, "You are mine," and he forgot what he has to say. And he said, "My son." And he was in a car with Love, and he was, "Oh, fuck, I fuck it." And I'm running, and I said, "This is perfect, Filip. Do this gap again." And then he was, "How will I do it? How will I do it? I don't know how to do it anymore." And then he was, this is an acting trick. He was, "You are mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, son." So we did few takes, and he was counting every time 4 seconds between these 2. So it was very funny. Yeah, I decided, I mean, of course I saw some queer films, but once I enter fully into the script, I didn't want to watch anything, because I didn't want to be influenced by anything. I just wanted to, and the most important part for me with this film, sorry. I thought I won't cry anymore, but I'm still crying because this whole process was so emotional for me, and it was
okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to feel it and made it with love, and that was I was led with love. Yeah, and in one point I really felt like I'm just a marionette, and film is talking through me. I just have to deliver something that is higher from me. That's what I felt in one part of the process. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm crying. Sorry.
Crying is okay.
Let's move on.
There was a question in the 3rd row as well. Yep.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much again for the film. It is really heartwarming, and there were so many moments where I cried as well. Thank you so much again. Yeah, I was just wondering, well, I'm curious about, the casting process. Are the actors actually queer themselves in real life? And were there any considerations around, that? And because of, queer representation, a lot of times there are debates around, straight actors playing queer roles, and, just also that closing so many opportunities for queer actors who also don't get so many roles because of their queerness. I'm just curious if there were any considerations and how you were able to maneuver through that. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. Yeah, it was a very interesting process because I did an open call for casting, and around 300 people applied. And then I made a Zoom calls and explained the topic and said, if you have any kind of issue with the topic, step away immediately. Because I knew
some of them would. And also some girls also stepped away. So, yeah. And for Marko's role, Love didn't come for audition because we have this rule in Croatia, in Croatian Academy, that for the first 3 years, actors are not allowed to be off the school. So they can maybe do some short films, but you cannot do a feature film during your school year. And by the end, we had to move shooting to February when they don't have school. That was the only way for them to do this film. And Love didn't came. Love, who plays Marko, he didn't came because he knew about this rule and why he will come to audition, because he cannot do it anyway. And Andrea came, but he was sure that he won't get the role. So he just came for the experience. But Andrea got the role very soon, and I found another guy for Marko's role. And he was great, but after 1 week, he called me and he said, sorry, I have to step out. My parents are so against it. I cannot do it. And that was devastating because I didn't know where to look. I saw so many young people till that point, and I felt like boyfriend left me. So I was heartbroken. And it was a funny moment. I came to theater show, and a few rows in front of me, Love, who plays Marko, he was entering that row with some colleagues, and I saw him, and I was, this could be my Marko. And I called him, and he was a perfect match. So yeah, they're not queer. We don't have so many queer actors in Croatia. I mean, there are some young people, but they are not free to tell they're queer. It was, once during the audition process, I got few emails from acting students. I would love to be in your film, but please do not consider me for the main role. So yeah, it was very interesting process. And it is funny, if I did a film about murder or some violent guy, no one will have an issue. So it's a very interesting thing. Because as I said, we approach this, they were representing people, that was my mission. Yeah, they were representing people. Yeah.
Another question? No? Yes?
Hi, I'm Alexa, and I have grown up in Vojvodina.
Okay.
So it's not really a question, but I want to thank you for working on this movie. I am gay myself and have worked with a lot of young gay people who grew up in towns and villages. I think this is super relevant for where we live, and I really hope that it will come to a lot of young queer people who have not come out yet. Mm-hmm. Whatever you did, that you contributed to this movie with the ideas, I think it's really amazing. And I don't think you should at any point doubt whether there was anything you should have done more in order to depict the true life of closeted queer people in this area. So thank you once again.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
I was more wondering about the symbolism, about the dam and the rabbit and around like the symbols. I felt very touched because I lived in a countryside, so I felt very, like the vibe was there. So I got it, but I was wondering how you connected it and why it played exactly there and how water maybe plays into it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So Croatian title, Zajčji nasip, which is very similar with Slovenian, not English, Sandbagdam. it is, I explain the title all the time, because it is only in Croatian called Zajčji nasip. And why is that? Because we build these sandbag dams so high that rabbit can jump on it. And in one point, someone said this is Zajčji nasip, and we call it Zajčji nasip, but it's only in Croatian language. But Zajčji nasip, sandbag dams, are the first line of defense for floods. Yeah. So there is a symbol of rabbit. Fico has his domestic rabbits, and when Marko is telling the story about wild rabbit and the boy, it is a story about Slaven and him. And at the end of the film, we have this wild rabbit. And why I chose wild rabbit? Because wild rabbit cannot be condemned. If you put it in a cage, it will commit suicide sooner or later, because it cannot live if it is not free. So that is the very important symbol for me, because we all, if we feel trapped, if we cannot be who we are, we die one way or another. And the symbolism of water is, there are two symbols of water. One is that water is something that threatens, like, you know, some progressive new things, and people in the village are trying to build the walls between them and the river. Marko's mother is building sandbag dams around their family, but at the same time, as water is rising, so is Marko's emotions. So it is parallel with what Marko is going through. But by the end of the day, water always finds a way. So as true emotions, so as love. So that's why those symbols are there.
I think that's a perfect end of our conversation.
Thank you.
And I also invite everyone to the cafe for a drink and a snack.
Let's drink. Thank you so much.